One of the best things about Rick and Morty in comparison to other animated TV shows is that the things that happen have a lasting effect on the environment and characters. It could be as small as a permanent crack around the Smith family house, or as big as an entire dimension. If you saw one of our last quick list videos, we looked at little mistakes found in Rick and Morty. Today we're going the other way and looking at their crazy attention to detail. Here are some amazing continuity details in Rick and Morty. And if you're new to Screen Rant, you can hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay up to date with our videos. In the Season 2 episode, The Ricks Must Be Crazy, we learn that Rick created an entire micro-universe to use as a battery for his ship. It's a pretty horrible thing to do, and it caused Nathan Fielder's character to kill himself, and Stephen Colbert's character to accept a horrible fate or face the extinction of his universe. Now fast forward to the Season 3 episode, Rest and Ricklaxation. Rick is separated from the toxic part of himself, and Toxic Rick builds a toxicity beam that needs a lot of power. And it looks like Toxic Rick played God in a horrible way again. The beam is powered using two of those same kind of microverse batteries we saw last season. Right at the very beginning of Lawnmower Dog, the second ever episode of Rick and Morty, Jerry is watching TV. The announcer quickly says coin collecting is considered the perfect hobby. Jerry immediately switches the channel to golf, so it seems like he wasn't interested. But much later on, we find out that he was super interested. In the 10th episode of Rick and Morty, Close Rick Counters of the Rick Kind, Jerry tries to use an R2-D2 coin collection as a bargaining chip. He even forms a deep bond with Doofus Rick over the coin collection. Although even Doofus Rick can tell they're pretty worthless. The characters in Rick and Morty have some pretty obvious and in-your-face character traits. Like Rick is an alcoholic and Jerry is a loser. But some character traits are shown in a way that's a little more subtle, like the way they choose to sit in moving vehicles. Pretty much any time you see Rick and Morty in a spaceship or a car, Morty will always put his seatbelt on right away. Rick, on the other hand, doesn't put it on at all. And the creators actually use this as a way to showcase changes in character. In Pickle Rick, after Rick has a breakthrough in therapy with his family, he puts one on. The non-toxic version of Rick wears one too, probably because he's happy with life. And in the Ricklantis mix-up episode, where a dark, gritty Morty officer teams up with a more innocent Rick, the Rick gets strapped in, but the Morty doesn't. The creators of Rick and Morty have done some cool things with the character Mr. Poopy Butthole, the main one being that YouTube guys like me have to say Mr. Poopy Butthole over and over again in a serious way. Another cool thing is that they had Mr. Poopy Butthole predict the Season 3 premiere date.
Tune in to Rick and Morty Season 3 in like a year and a half.
A year and a half after that was around April 2017, and the third season premiered on April 1st. Also, since Beth shot Mr. Poopy Butthole when she thought he was a parasite, they've been hinting at the fact that he was in fact with the family the whole time. In Season 3, we see him proposing to Morty in an erased memory from Morty's Mind Blowers, and he shows up in a picture on the Smith family fridge in the ABCs of Beth. And that's it for today's quick list. Let us know in the comments section if you caught these moments of continuity in Rick and Morty, and if there's some other cool ones we left out. If you're watching this video on the Screen Rant Facebook page, there's a link you can hit to jump over to YouTube for more videos. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time. Tomorrow, I think.